G'day guys and welcome back. I'm Rosini16 and I'm here today to bring you episode 25 of Gunning for Glory. We went out and had a pretty good episode last time. We picked up a couple of wins and we managed to put ourselves in an alright position after a pretty shitty start in Division 4. We're only a point or two below relegation, so hopefully with the few games we got left we can manage to pick up the couple of points and make sure we don't actually get relegated and at least hold this division, if not try and get promotion. Now this episode does turn out to be quite a big episode for a couple of reasons. Reason one being we did get two really early on rage quits, which does mean I end up actually doing 4 games for this episode rather than the normal 2, because I didn't want to give you guys half a game, if that, to show you, so I wanted to try and give you something decent to watch, as well as the fact it's also because with the early rage quits it does put us in position to actually win the title by the end of this episode. So first game we do get 1-0 up. This guy obviously had enough, even though he had an absolutely insane team, and I have no doubt he might have had a chance to get back into it had he played more than 5 seconds, but we're not going to complain because it does get us an early win, doesn't waste our fitness, and it puts us in a good position. So as we hop into the second game, it was a little bit different to the first game. This guy again had a really nice team, but this guy did hang around for just a little bit longer than the other guy, and I actually managed to get 2 quick goals past him. Both of them were really nice long shots out of the box. Definitely had enough time and space to bang that in. I was never going to miss. This guy obviously just didn't want to play when he was 2-0 down early on and wanted to quit as well, but that does give us 2 easy wins, which puts us on about 15, 16 odd points, which puts us just a point below the promotion and 4 points below the title. So going into the 2 games of the episode means we might have a good chance of actually going out and winning the title by the end of this episode. Now the reason I didn't just leave it at 3 games, the 2 rage quits and the 1 normal game like I normally do, I did decide to go out and play that 4th game for one particular reason. I said a couple episodes ago that at the end of the seasons from now on I will be going into the drafts because I will have enough coins by the end of the season. So there was only going to be 1 game left after the 3rd game of this episode, which is this one we're about to hop into, and I didn't want to make it awkward where we only had either 1 game for next episode or we had 1 game and then a draft. So I wanted to balance it out, so I did that last game anyway. It's not that big of a deal because that second rage quit wasn't much of a game either, so I still probably needed to do 2 more games for the episode, but that's my reasoning behind it, just in case you guys were wondering. But going into another game in the division, and we get a nice early goal on with Coquelin, a really nice run from him. Didn't realise it was him until he scored, but it was a really nice bit of play considering he's not that great of a rated player in this game. But as you can see by the stats, we definitely deserved to get that early goal against him. This guy maybe deserved to get 1 back, but he was a good player. I don't want to take it away from him. He was a really, really good player. I kept getting him with that last defender or that last tackle, and he was getting mad. He was swearing at me over the thing, but unfortunately he leaked a couple of times for me, which enabled me to get in on goal, and fortunately enough for me, I kept getting him with that last defender. He'd pretty much get around me every single time, but every time he got to the shooting position or anything, I'd have that last player get there and stop him, which was really good for us, and we do manage to go out and get 3 goals ahead before we get our 3rd rage quit for the episode. And that does mean something really good for us, because it means if we get a draw or a win in this last game, we do get the Division 4 title, which is absolutely phenomenal that we're still winning the titles in Division 4. And we're coming up against some really nice teams. And while we do have a great looking team, it's not nearly as good as the teams we've been coming up against. But to still be able to go ahead and win the division is absolutely phenomenal, let alone getting 3 rage quits in 1 episode. I think is absolutely phenomenal. But fix up the team, we're going to jump into this last game, hopefully get our final win and put Division 4 behind us. But in saying that, we are going to Division 3 next episode no matter what, because we've got promotion. It's just a matter of whether we get the title or not. But as we go into the last game, we come up against this really nice hybrid side, some really OP players, and they're really worried coming up against this side. I've played it many a times. It's a very popular team throughout FIFA, and from what I've played against it, I've been pretty dominated. So I was a bit worried, and this guy had a few early shots on goal where he probably should have broken the lead, but unfortunate for him, he did hit the post, or just the keeper saved it. But not too long later on, he did a stupid tackle where he slide tackled the player without the ball and did pick up a red card for his cam position, which is Pereira, which is very unfortunate for him, but amazingly good for us. This was a very back and forth match. Even after he got the red card, there was very few chances that we'd had, but if we did, it was like saved every time or stopped by the last defender. It was a very intense game. I really enjoyed it. And as you can see by half time, he probably deserved to maybe get a goal, especially from the chances he had. They were a bit better than mine, but He didn't happen to be able to be clinical enough to finish it, but he does do a stupid tackle not long in the second half, which gives us a penalty. Steps up with Cazorla and bangs it straight to the right-hand side. It hits the underneath of the bar and just gets us that 1-goal lead, which is good because all we have to do is draw this match and we've got the title. So from here we've got a pretty good position. I chuck it in defensive and try and hold it out for as long as I can, but he gets a nice couple of shots more and I get a couple more, but it stays 1-0 and we do pick up the 1-0 win, fortunately enough for us. It was a very good match and I would have liked to prefer to end it on a draw, but unfortunately he did take me down the box, which gave me that penalty, which does give us the 1-0 win, which is absolutely phenomenal because it means we pick up the Div 4 title, and that is absolutely insane. I expected from here on out, if we did get promoted, to definitely not win the title because we're coming up against some really nice opponents. But that does bring our episode to a close for today, guys. Next episode will be a draft, so look out for that tomorrow. But that's going to be it from me today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. It was an insane video. But yeah, thanks very much, guys. See you later. Enjoy the rest of your days.